Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. The holiday season is upon us, so I wanted to start taking a look at how we could customize items with our 3D printers. So I was browsing for some Christmas gift tag inspiration, and I came across this really cute design. I love how simple but festive it looks. You've got the classic tag shape, a little Christmas tree, and some holiday text. And I thought, you know what? We can totally recreate this as a 3D print. So today, I'm going to walk you through the entire process, from grabbing a vector file online, all the way through a finished, multicolored 3D printed gift tag. Let's get into it. For the Christmas tree, I'm using Vecteezy. It's a great resource for vector graphics. I have a pro account since I download a lot of vector art. I'll leave an affiliate link in the description if you're interested in getting a pro account. I found this holiday set that has a nice stylized tree that will work perfectly. The cool thing about vectors is that they scale cleanly, which is exactly what we need for CAD work. I'm opening this up in Affinity Designer 2. The file has a bunch of different elements, but I just need the tree. So I'll select it, copy it, and paste it into a fresh document. This keeps things clean and makes our export simpler. Now, I'll export this as an SVG. The reason we use SVG is that Fusion 360 can import it directly as a sketch. All those vector paths become lines and curves that we can work with. I'm just making sure the export settings are correct, and we're good to go. Alright, we're in Fusion 360, and before I do anything else, I'm saving this document. I cannot stress this enough. Always save your file before you start working. There's nothing worse than losing an hour of work because Fusion crashed and you forgot to save. Trust me, I've learned this the hard way. Save early, save often. Now let's bring in our tree. I'll go to Insert, then Insert SVG, and choose from my computer. For the plane, I'm selecting the top plane. This is important because it determines how our sketch is oriented. And there's our tree. For the first time ever, this came in at a reasonable size. All I'm going to do is position it roughly in the center. We don't need to be too precise here, since we aren't going to be doing much in the way of measuring. And here's where the fun begins. I'm going to select the entire tree outline, all of it, and extrude it downward by 3 mm. This creates our base layer. I'm using -3 mm because I want this to be in the bottom of our model. Notice that I'm creating this as a new component. I'll be doing this for each colored section. This is crucial for our next step when we bring it into Bambu Studio. Try to rename them as you go. It makes it easier to manage later on. Now I'm extruding the outline edges. These will be the black lines in our final print. I'm doing 0.8 mm up from the base. This is a bit tedious because I need to select each outline section individually. I'm working my way around the tree, making sure I get all the edge pieces. Each one becomes a part of the outline component. I actually missed a piece here, which I'll fix in a minute. I'll show you how to deal with that in a nice, clean way. Next up, the top section of the tree. I'm selecting just this top portion and extruding it up, creating it as a new component, renaming things as I go. Tree top for this one. Same process for the middle section. Select, extrude, new component, rename, tree middle. And the bottom section of the tree. You can see how we're building up these layers. That will give us enough control in Bambu Studio, particularly if we have multiple AMS units and can do more than 4 colors, or if you wanted to add pauses and switch filaments mid-print. Remember that outline piece I missed? Here's a good tip. I'm hiding all the other components so I can see just the outline. Now when I extrude this piece, instead of new component, I choose join. This adds it to the existing outline component. Problem solved. Time for the ornament balls. There are 6 of them and I'm extruding each one to 1 mm. This is pretty repetitive, so I'll speed through this. Same workflow each time. Select the ball, extrude, new component, rename. Ball 1, ball 2, you get the idea. We'll be able to change colors of each ball when we set everything up in Bambu Studio. Last piece, the trunk. Quick extrusion, new component, and we got all our tree parts built. Now I want to soften these edges. Nobody wants sharp corners on a gift tag. I'm selecting all the top edges of the tree sections and applying a fillet of 0.3 mm. This gives us a nice rounded look that'll print cleanly. The key here is patience. You need to select each edge. It takes a minute, but the result is worth it. Same thing for the ornament balls, but I'm using 0.2mm for these since they're smaller. And actually one of them threw an error at 0.2, so I dropped it down to 0.05mm. Sometimes Fusion doesn't like certain fillet values on tight geometry. When that happens, just reduce the radius until it works. Alright, our tree is done in Fusion. I'm exporting this as a step file. Step preserves all our separate components, which is exactly what we need when we go to assign colors in Bambu Studio. After this, we're done in Fusion. Over in Bambu Studio, I'll import the step file. And look at that, all our components come through. I'm assigning colors now just to visualize it. Don't worry about the exact colors, I'll change them before printing. Just doing a quick slice here to see what we're working with in terms of printing time. Let me just move this aside while we build the tag. For the tag itself, I'm working directly in Bambu Studio using its primitives tools. I'll start with a rounded rectangle. This becomes our tag body. I'm setting the Z height to 2mm for thickness, and the dimensions to 30 by 55mm. That's a nice gift tag size. Here's the trick for getting that classic gift tag point at the top. I'm creating two more small rounded rectangles, then rotating one to 45 degrees and the other to -45 degrees. I'll position these at the top of our tag. They're going to cut away material to create that pointed shape. I'm using the alignment tools to get these perfectly centered, as much as I can anyway. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do a video on how to use the alignment tools. They're also not that intuitive, and I've seen them not work correctly as well. Now the magic. I'll be using Boolean subtraction. I select my tag, then subtract these two angled pieces, and boom, we've got our gift tag shape. Clean and simple. Every gift tag needs a hole for a string or ribbon. I'm creating a small cylinder, scaling it down, and using the alignment tools to center in that top triangular area. Another Boolean subtraction, and we've got our hole. Now let's bring it all together. I need to scale down the tree to fit nicely on that tag. It should sit on the right side, opposite the hole. I'll eyeball the position a bit here. However, to make the tree be on top of the tag, we have to do something else, otherwise we won't be able to move the tree upwards. We have to merge it so that they become one unit. After doing that, I can raise the tree up and position it until it looks good. I could do some math here with the tag and the tree heights to get the tree to sit exactly on top of the tag. But I'm lazy and I'm just going to eyeball it until the tree looks to be in the right spot. Last piece, the text. I'll select the tag and use the text tool. I need to rotate this -90 degrees so that it reads vertically along the tag. I'll write my first word, then change to use the Mistral font for that festive script look. I'm going to change the size to 8mm and set the thickness at 0.8mm. Now for greetings underneath. Same font, same rotation. I'm going to eyeball the positioning here too. I can't use the new distribute tool in the move panel because you need 3 objects, and if I try to use the tag as a third object, it won't spread the words evenly across the tag like I want it to. And here I actually make a mistake. I changed the thickness to 0.7 instead of the size to 7mm. Easy mistake to make when you're going quickly. Let me fix that. There we go. Always check your values. A little adjustment on positioning, and our design is complete. I can hear all the haters in the comments now to use a CAD program instead of the slicer, but I think you're wrong. You should use whatever tool you want if you can make it work. Before we print, let's dial in the settings for maximum detail. I'm making several changes here. For line widths, I'm dropping everything down to 0.25mm. Internal solid infill and support go to 0.22mm. Thinner lines mean finer detail. Slice gap closing radius goes down to 0.04. This helps with small features. I'm turning on ironing for top surfaces, which will give us a smooth finish on those flat areas. Wall generator switches to Arachne, smarter about variable width walls. I made some other adjustments to speed, making everything a bit slower so as to get maximum detail, and tweaked a couple of other things which may not do much. But I think that's it, we're done here. Now let's send it to print and see how it comes out. And here's the finished tag. Look at those clean color separations, the tree sections, the black outlines, the ornaments, and that crisp text. The tree really pops here, giving it a nice polished look. This would make such a cute addition to any gift. You can customize the text, change the colors, even scale it up or down for different sized presents. And that's it for this one. If you found it helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more 3D printing projects. Drop a comment below if you'd like to see more holiday themed prints. Thanks for watching. Happy printing.